Hello and welcome to Hoffmann-Photography. My name is Rainer, I'm a photographer and photo instructor. In today's video I'll walk you through our post-shooting workflow. Coming home from a trip with a bunch of memory cards and hundreds or perhaps even thousands of photographs can be quite a challenge. Therefore, it's very important to have an efficient post-shooting workflow. Here's how we do it. Many photo management tools like Lightroom, Capture One or others can be configured to open an import dialog as soon as you insert a memory card into the reader. In this case, it's the import dialog of Lightroom, but frankly, importing all the images from the memory card directly into Lightroom doesn't make much sense to me. Importing many hundreds of images takes ages. And once they have been imported, you have to weed out all the junk, the subpar images and the doubles anyway. And that's typically 70 to 80%. So why importing them in the first place? Consequently, we have disabled the automatic import dialog of Lightroom. Let's see, that's this one. Okay, here is what we do instead. We just copy the images from the memory card into a temporary folder on the local hard drive using the Explorer or the Finder if you are on a Mac. Then we use Adobe Bridge as a front end before importing the images into Lightroom. Since Bridge accesses the folder structure of the computer, it is not necessary to import the images. That speeds things up quite a bit. By the way, Bridge is free, at least at the time being. The next three steps are all done in Bridge. This is perhaps the most important step in any post-shooting workflow. Remember, every image you don't keep doesn't clutter your hard drive. And every image you don't keep, you don't have to edit. But I'm the first to admit that deciding which images to keep and which to delete needs some practice. Here's a rule of thumb. If you need longer than 3 seconds to decide whether to keep an image or not, it's not worth keeping. Well, maybe 3 seconds is a bit harsh, so make that 10, tops. And then discard the image for good. Don't put them in a folder called discarded or second choice or something like that. No sane person would do that, you say? You bet. Most cameras generate file names like img_0001 through img_9999. And then it starts all over again with img_0001. Sooner or later there will be 2 or more files with the same file name. That's not a big deal if those files are in different folders, but it is good practice to rename the files in such a way that no file name exists twice. In Bridge, you select all images, that's Ctrl-A on Windows, Command-A on Mac, then right-click and select Batch Rename. The simplest way to make sure that the file names are unique is to use a sequence number. If you choose 6 digits for the sequence number, there are a million unique file names available. That should be enough even for a large archive. I click Rename and there you go. All our files have been renamed. Once you have renamed the first batch of images, Bridge keeps track of the last sequence number, and when you rename the next batch, right-click, Batch Rename, it will automatically start with the next available sequence number. No risk that 2 files will have the same file name. Now it's time to copy the files to their final destination. That can be a second local hard drive, it can be an external hard drive, or it can be a NAS server. Since I've been using Bridge so far, I also use Bridge to copy the files to the archive folder. But of course you could do that with the Explorer or with a Finder. Now my files exist in two places. The temporary folder on the local hard drive and on another separate hard drive. I now could format the memory card, but I am really paranoid about backups. Therefore, use whatever tool you normally use for your backups, be it the tool that comes with your operating system, a NAS, or any backup software you like. Just make sure that your files exist at least twice on two separate storage devices. If you are as paranoid as I am, then you should also have an offline backup, preferably on a small external hard drive that can be stored in a safe deposit box or that you can entrust to a friend. And now it's really safe to delete the files from the temporary folder and to format the memory card. I can now add the new renamed files from their archive folder to the Lightroom catalog. So I go to Import and I navigate to the archive folder. Should be somewhere here. And there we go. Here they are. And I import. That's nice. And as you can see, Lightroom automatically maps the folder structure of the hard disk. That's where they are. If you use a software like Photoshop or Affinity Photo, then of course this step is not necessary. There's still one very important step missing, and that's keywording. Once you've got more than a few thousand images in your archive, you absolutely need to keyword them. Otherwise, you won't be able to find them in the depths of the folder structure. But keywording is a topic for another video. That's it for today, and as always, thanks for watching.